Welcome to Ultimate Open House Planning 101 webinar. My name is Yuko Shimo DTN, and I'm the District 1 Club Growth Team Open House Chair. As a way to encourage building club strengths, the Club Open House webinar project team has conducted 2 Ultimate Open House Planning 101 webinar series since January this year. We invited guest speakers to learn open house tips and social media and the Speakers Bureau's information. This evening, the third and last webinar, we celebrate some clubs for their remarkable achievement. The club delegates will share their strategies so we can learn from them. If you have a question to the speaker, you can see the chat box in the bottom of the computer screen or phone. So please check the chat. Please click the chat and send the question to the Brad Stopper. He will handle your question at the end. Meeting agenda is as follows. The first, Julie Brody, District Director, Distinguished Toastmasters Encouragement. And the second, the speech from club delegates. And the third, question and answer section. And the fourth, community outreach information, and social media information, open house information, and closing. So we'd like to first start from the encouragement statement from Julie Brody, Distinguished Toastmaster, District Director of District 1.
Thank you, Yuko. Thank you, Yuko. And hello, District 1, and welcome to our third series of the Open House webinar. And I want to give each and every one of you a huge round of applause for all of the amazing work you've been doing at your club level and the support you're giving your members in these first nearly 10 and a half months of this year, of the term. Your members really look to each and every one of you for encouragement, for our club officers as well as for fellow members that are helping to support and mentor. While we're on the subject of mentoring is a topic that is truly important for each and every one of our clubs. And it's something that we can all do for each other. We don't need an official title to do it. You can mentor someone even if you've just done 3 speeches. You can help someone who's just joined the club by helping them to say, hey, have you taken the Pathways Assessment? Let me show you what I just did last month when I took my Pathways Assessment. But even more so, a formal mentoring program at each and every club is extremely vital to help the members feel encouraged. If you haven't been able to start a mentoring program, it's not too late. You can simply add an 8th club officer called the Club Mentor Chair. That person would be responsible for locating members in the club that are willing to serve as mentors to new and upcoming members, as well as members that just need a little encouragement. And what is important about the mentoring is that when you have a mentor-mentee relationship, you have someone who's always feeling supportive, whether they're on the agenda as the all-counter grammarian, whether they're doing their 3rd or 4th speech or their 25th speech in the club. It's really important that the members feel supported and their mentor is someone that they look to for guidance and help. Someone that can say, hey, I want to see you succeed, and I'll be the one cheering for you in the back of the room at our club. For more guidance on mentoring, you can definitely go to a couple of places. Make sure at the at our District 1 Toastmasters website under resources, we have information. You can see our Club Growth Director, Donna Robinson, all 4 TM members at gmail.com. You can also go on the Toastmasters website and do a keyword search for mentors, and you will pull up the success and mentoring program that we have at the Toastmasters International level. There's a lot of resources available, and we want each and every one of our clubs to know that each of the members can have a mentor, and we have resources available to help guide each and every member in their club. And while we're on that topic of members, this is a great time to add members to your club. May 1st was Beat the Clock. That was the very first day that we started the Beat the Clock program. And Beat the Clock is something that's celebrated all over the world in more than 141 countries now, where we are celebrating clubs that add 5 or more new members to their club between May 1st and June 30th. It's an excellent way for clubs to try to achieve their Distinguished Club Program goals, to make sure that they are hitting goals 7 and 8 in the DCP program, and making sure that their club is continuing to revive and refresh with an influx of members, that constant great energy that we find from new people that come to our chapters and from the members that we're retaining that can mentor the new people that are coming in. So remember to add new clubs, and tonight is all about how to do that. An open house is the perfect situation to help you bring new people into your club. So with that, I'm going to turn the floor back over to our open house chairperson for the District 1. Yuko, take it away.
Thank you very much. Okay, next, our star spot for the share from the club delegates. The first speaker from Professional Women Toastmasters, President Bonnie Feld, confident communicator, confident leader.
Hi,
Please, Bonnie.
Hi, Yuko. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. I'm going to share my screen. Oops, here we go. I'm very excited to be here to talk about the success of our club, Professional Women Toastmasters. And thanks to a great group of members and an awesome board, we were able to achieve President's Distinguished this year. We achieved 10 out of 10 of the DCP goals, and that included 14 new members. So what attributes to our success? Let's begin with talking about how we treat a guest. We have a greeter, an assigned role, a warm and friendly greeter to greet the guests. They have them sign in on a guest sign-in sheet so that the Vice President of Membership can contact them later, and we also keep track of how they found out about us. We give the guest a timed agenda, and we have a member sit with them to help guide them through the meeting. We have a lot of fun meetings. One of our most popular meetings this year was the PWT County Fair, and we had a cookie bake-off, because who doesn't like a delicious cookie? We also had meaningful meetings such as PWT Presents Women's Health. And we always check in with our guests, and they often say our meetings are supportive, fun, enthusiastic, educational, and inspiring. And then they want to become a member. So we let them. And here, our Vice President of Membership is giving the membership pin to one of our newest members. And then the Vice President of Education sends them a welcome email to let them know what comes next. We have a mentor chair, and she meets with the new member and helps her find an appropriate mentor for her. When a new member gives their first speech, we give them their PWT name badge that they can wear at all of the meetings. And the mentor continues to follow the mentee throughout her journey. And here we have one of our mentors giving a competent communicator pin to her mentee. These are just some of the things that we use to achieve success in our club. We hope to see you soon. And back to you, Yuko.
Thank you very much. It was a great share. Everybody wants to be part of your club because of so many attractions and so many, yeah, I want to try. That is,
Yes.
you are successful. Thank you very much for share.
Thank you, Yuko.
The second speaker is the Century City Toastmasters President, Brad Staffer, Distinguished Toastmasters.
Yay! Thank you, Yuko, and welcome everyone to our open house webinar. I'm delighted to be here to talk about Century City Toastmasters, my favorite club ever. I've been a member there for 15 years, and I'm the current president, and we are 16 years running as President's Distinguished. We think our club is very special, and so do our guests. As with PWT, we also have a greeter at 7 8 that shows up at about 6:45 on Wednesday mornings, because we meet from 7 to 8:40 on the first 4 Wednesdays of the month. So we have a greeter that welcomes all the members coming in and the guests, of course. And when guests arrive, we make a point that our Vice President of Membership, really anyone that's there, we've trained all of our officers and our club members to warmly welcome our guests. And we make a point of introducing them to key people on the board. We have a guest book. We also have a guest packet, which is a full folder that has information about Toastmasters and our club, and of course, an application. We then set a guest next to a member that can help guide them through the agenda. And we give them a heads up that table topics will happen and that they'll be asked to participate, and they have a choice about that. We also, this year, we've started giving them a gift. We bought some Toastmasters bookmarks, and we award them the bookmark at the end of the meeting at the same time that we award the ribbons. And then we take a picture of all of our ribbon winners, including our guests. So they're also in our photograph, and no one has refused so far, so they seem to like that. We organically gain 2 to 3 members a month, and we have 47 members as of this moment. We're known for being an exciting group, a serious, pretty structured and consistent group, but a group that laughs and laughs and laughs and has a lot of fun and is full of really tight friendships. And that really works for us. Back to you, Yuko.
Thank you very much. And we are full of hospitality. And I want to know how you make that a couple of guests every month. Thank you very much, Brad. And the next speaker will be the West Hollywood Toastmasters President, Gerard Kapstead. Are you ready?
There you go.
Okay, so I will just go to the next speaker. Next speaker will be Mateo Toastmasters and the President, Eleanor Oliver, competent communicator.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I am Eleanor Oliver Edmonds, President of Mateo Toastmasters. We meet weekly at lunchtime from noon to 1 p.m. Since we are a closed corporate club, that we struggled to retain our members. So we recently had an open house. Since last July, we've added 6 members, and then we held an open house on this past Wednesday, where thankfully we added 4 new members. So that's a pretty exciting time for us. I can't recall any one event where we had that many people sign up at one time. Like I mentioned, since we are a closed club, we don't get to do much social media. We have to kind of use our internal resources. So we use our employee newsletter, and then we have an equivalent of like a Facebook social media platform that's only for the employees. So we use that to post our announcements for our events and hopefully encourage people to attend. We all take part in welcoming guests at every meeting and encourage our guests to also participate in table topics. And as I mentioned, since we are a corporate club, we rely on various conference rooms. So sometimes there are people having a meeting that runs over, so we have to tend to wait. or we get bumped from a conference room. So I think one of the things that people find about our club is we are resilient, we are flexible, and we are also very encouraging to all of our members. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Noah. Yeah, people will be very happy to develop their skills in the corporate. Thank you very much. And the next speaker will be at the Torrance Chamber of Commerce Toastmasters, Marie Sandiher, the Secretary and Distinguished Toastmasters.
Hello, Yuko. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be here with all of you. Yes, I'm with Torrance Chamber Toastmasters, and we have been President Distinguished for at least 15 years running in a row. And what makes it so fun in our club, Brad had mentioned structure. I think that we all need to be prepared. We all need to be prepared before we step into our meeting. Nobody likes to step into a meeting into chaos, especially guests. So how are we prepared? We have a 4-week schedule. So all our members know what's expected of them before they even step into the meeting. And there's a lot of backroom going on before the meeting starts all week long. We meet weekly on Friday afternoons at 12:15 to 1:15. So we're very tight ship. And everyone, like I said, everyone knows their roles. Do we have last minute replacements? Of course we do. Because sometimes somebody has something come up at the last minute, so we have last minute substitutions. But it's always nice to be prepared before you go into a meeting, and I believe the guests like that. We also, Julie had talked about mentorship. That's very important, and it's very important in our club too. We have a mentorship chair, and each new member is assigned a mentor. And that mentor communicates with that person during the week before they have a role assigned to them. And they may sit next to them while they're performing that role, but there's a lot of communication that goes on there and a lot of growth. And the last thing I'd like to share is evaluations. I think that's unique to Toastmasters, and it helps members grow. We hear about whitewash evaluations, which it doesn't help anyone. But if you give a good evaluation that has points of encouragement and points of improvement, points of strength that the member already has, then everyone grows. And the word that I like to use to describe our club is encouraging. It's encouraging to have a good evaluation. The mentorship encourages new members. It also encourages guests to sign up as members. So that's what I would suggest to make a successful club is have good evaluations, a mentorship program, and structure. Thank you, Yuko.
Thank you very much, Molly. It's a wonderful schedule and a lot of things we learned from you. Next speaker will be the Peninsula Toastmaster President Carlos de la Cruz, Advanced Communicator Bronze, Confident Leader.
Thank you, Yuko. Can everybody hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, well, I am the president of Peninsula Toastmasters. And to be honest, Peninsula Toastmasters doesn't always get its members from open houses. We get them through Meetup or social media. But I will share, I've been to various open houses. I want to share 4 things that I've seen that were very successful. First thing is they invited their past members that for whatever reason left the club at one time. Maybe life got in the way, but they invited them back for an open house. Second thing that I saw that very successful open houses had, they went around the room and they let the members share how Toastmasters has impacted their lives, either professionally or personally. They got about 30 seconds to say how Toastmasters helped them out. Third thing, they always had a guest packet with an application in it. And they went around making sure if anybody had questions, those were answered. And the last thing I saw was they had a very energetic speaker. It could have been a guest speaker. It could have been one of the better speakers from the club, but they've had a very good speaker for that meeting. And just for anybody out there, if you say, well, we don't have any great speakers, if your club is short on members, you could always go to the Speakers Bureau and request a speaker from there. So that's a great resource to use for an open house. And of course, as everybody says, you always want to be very friendly and welcoming to all your guests. And if you do that, I think you won't have to worry too much about getting new members. I see the red card. That's all I got.
Wow. Thank you very much. The inviting the past member will be membership. The membership. The people is so strong, and maybe and also the impact. Talking about the impact of Toastmaster will be very good things for the guests to get into the group that day they visited. Thank you. And the last speaker will be Tawanda Dak for the Bay Cities. Are you ready? Okay, I don't hear about anything. And how about West of Hollywood, Galad?
Difficulties. You won't see
Hi,
me
Yuko.
because
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Both of it. So can I start it from the Galad?
I'm sorry, Yuko. This is Tawanda. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had muted myself. I'm unmuted now. Hi, everyone. I am Tawanda L. Duck, and I am president of Bay Cities Toastmasters. And we've been President's Distinguished for the last, I believe, since 2010. What we do, and I think that it's something that we do very well, is when we have guests, we all welcome that particular guest. We meet on Tuesday mornings at 7:30, and let me just say we are a lively bunch. And we don't have one person that's responsible for greeting guests. It's whoever spots that guest first. Eventually what happens is the vice president of membership will go over and actually have a conversation with that guest about what's going to happen at the meeting. And we generally will get people to join our group the first time. The first time no more than the second time. They visit us. We're structured. We have an agenda that we follow. There are some times, that we do have to fill in roles because we do meet on Tuesday mornings at 7:30. People have stuff that come up with their jobs or with their kids, but that doesn't stop our meetings from being successful. In addition to being welcoming and friendly, they are also informed of events that are during the business part of our meeting. They are informed of events that are going on in the area, at the district level, and just things that are going on at Toastmasters in general. And that usually comes from emails that this year were sent from Julie or from other Toastmasters that had events going on. The other thing I think is that we have a strong leadership team, and it's not just the current leaders, but it's past leaders. And we're one team, and we recognize that everybody is there for their own reason, and we try to figure out what that is, and then tailor their assistance toward what they want. I'm hearing a lot about mentorship, and I am really liking that. And just to wrap up, most of our members we get from Meetup, or they will locate us from the TI website. A lot of people are from the Torrance area. We don't get a lot from Facebook, and that is who we are.
Hey, thank you very much. I've heard about your officer works so well, and also the club members support each other to get more of the higher educational goal, and also participate a lot of event of Toastmasters. Thank you very much, and congratulations for your success.
Thank you, Yuko.
Yeah. And West Hollywood, Gallup, Capstone, Are you okay? Are you ready?
Yes, yes. Let's hope it sticks around for me this time. Hi there. Thanks, Yuko. My name is Jared Topstead. I'm the president of West Hollywood Toastmasters. We meet Mondays from 7 to 9 at a local community center in West Hollywood. We've been President's Distinguished since our founding in 2009. Since July of last year, we've added 19 new members. We typically average about 2 new members each month, and we generally run around 40 to 45 members strong. But first and foremost, I think what makes us successful is that we always incorporate fun and humor into everything we do. We have a really diverse membership, and the thing people always tell us is how comfortable and supported we make them feel, which begins from the very first contact with us, whether it's through our website, through Toastmasters International website, Facebook, Twitter, Meetup. We use all of those and do actually get quite a bit of traffic from them. And we have a committed group of officers who ensure that we return emails and phone calls within 1 day and follow up with our guests directly after each meeting. We began planning for our last open house 3 months ahead of time using the handy checklist that Donna provided as club growth director. And it resulted in nearly 20 guests, and 4 of those guests are now members, and we're still working on a couple. I think overall we're very well organized, and our meetings run really well, but they're still fun, and people appreciate that. And we have procedures, we have technology in place that help our guests feel welcome, that help our members always feel connected. We do have new member orientations. We have a really strong mentor program. We have quarterly newsletters, holiday parties. We reach out to our former members, and we keep a really good database of contacts. But mostly we do more than just show up. We participate, we plan, and we work together to make it happen. Our team of officers and our members many are executives or have families and are very busy, but they take the time to make it happen because of the value that they've received, and they want the rest of us to benefit as well. So I'm really proud to be a member of West Hollywood Toastmasters. I thank you for your time, and I invite you to come check us out.
Thank you very much. It is very sound like a professional follow-up, the professional club management. Let us listen more about it. Thank you very much, all of the club delegates, and please, what do you call? Clap your hands for all of the great presentation. And I'd like to go to the question and answer section by Brad Stafford, DTN.
Ooh, thank you, Yuko. So for everyone on the call, it's just go to the chat icon at the bottom of your screen. And if you have any questions or comments on anything you heard today, please type them in there. And so we have a couple questions already. And I will start with question for Jared at West Hollywood Toastmasters. Let's see, I'll be unmuting you all at the same time as well. Jared, you mentioned technology in place as it relates to the guests. I was wondering what that was in particular.
Yeah, Brad, we use free host toast or free toast 2, which is available to all clubs and districts. And within that, they have a really good membership management module and contact and prospect management module. So we really take advantage of that. All of our contacts are entered in that. We can send emails from that. We can track, any follow-ups we've done, and then convert them to new members within the system. So it's just all really well contained and has a lot of good functionality that's available to us.
That's great. So you actually manage your visitors in a contact database and a follow-up system.
We do, yeah.
Really formalize that. Very good. All right. There's a question and how many members do you average, Jared? I think you said you have, was it 40, 45?
We have 40, 45 members. We usually have about 25 in attendance each week.
Okay, great. Thank you. And there was a question for me in Century City Toastmasters. How do we average 3 new members a month? We get probably 1 to 3 guests a meeting, and we meet 4 times a month. and we probably convert at least half of those on a monthly basis. And it comes back to follow-up. We have a analog system that we track in a spreadsheet, but we also have a series of emails that our vice president membership copies and pastes to each visitor. And depending whether if we send the first one, and then if we don't hear back, we'll send a second one. If we don't hear back, we'll send a third one, and then we stop at that point. If they visited a second time or a third time, we have another series of emails that we send out. So, and we also have our phone number to our club is a Google phone number that goes to a voicemail, and that's where guests can call directly, and we have a dedicated email where they can email directly as well. And those are answered by our vice president membership. All right, other questions here. I heard there's a comment here about the fun and humor that was heard in 2 or 3 clubs. I think Carlos, you mentioned that, and maybe Eleanor and Marie. Would you say a little bit more about the fun aspect of your club? Eleanor, go ahead and start.
One of the things that we do is there's a game called, since we work for a toy company, there's a game called Fun Employment. And we use that in lieu of table topics. And so you get one career and then you draw 4 cards, and it has very unrelated descriptions for that career. So it becomes fun, but it also takes the edge off of doing table topics, especially for guests. This is one where we really get guests to engage, because it's like playing a board game, but it's unexpected, it's fun, the club is laughing, and it just kind of gets everyone comfortable and relaxed.
Great, thank you. Marie, do you want to add to that?
Yes, I don't think we have any games. I know we don't play any games to add humor. It just happens. When somebody says something funny, we all laugh. I know we're structured and we're very tight ship run because we have a 1-hour meeting, but there's just banter that happens naturally, and that the humor comes from, and we're all just good friends there. And I think that guests see that we're just like a big family, and that we're there just to have fun and learn. And I think that's it's contagious. It gets to be contagious when you have something like that where, yes, it's run a tight ship, but yes, we do have fun at the same time.
That's great. Thank you, Bonnie. Carlos, tell us about your fun.
Well, I think it's important for guests to see that even though sometimes we run a tight ship, people make mistakes and they laugh about it. It sets them at ease. So it's okay to make mistakes, and you could make fun of yourself. All right, so I messed it up, big deal. Fire me, you know? So if they see that type of environment, they'll put them more at ease, because sometimes they could be intimidated if it's run very well. So I can never be that good of a speaker, but if you're not so much a stickler about making mistakes, it helps out. So that's part of the fun with it.
That's great, Carlos. I think that's warming to guests as well, because they see us mess up and keep going and go right through it. So thanks for that. Bonnie, tell us about some of your events there at PWT. There was some fun slides looking there. Would you say more about special events? Oops.
Having a theme of a county fair, and then along with it we had a cookie baking contest. So at Halloween we had a Halloween mask making contest. We just kind of like to add those things in that are fun. We'll have potlucks, and when we have contests, sometimes at the beginning to warm everybody up, we'll put on some kind of a skit or do a parody on a song. So we try to just have a lot of fun at our meetings.
That's good. It's fun to have that fun. So thanks for sharing that. Let's see, other questions here. There's a question, does anyone use Easy Speak to manage their club schedule?
Yes, Professional Women Toastmasters has been using that for a few years.
Great. Great. Does anyone else use Easy Speak? Everyone's unmuted at the moment.
West Hollywood uses, like I said, Free Toast Toast, which is a lot like Easy Speak, I believe.
Free Toast Toast?
Free Toast Host.
Free Toast Host. I will say something about Easy Speak. It's a bit cumbersome, but it's a really great way to keep track of everything that people are doing, to keep track of people's speeches and keep track of their leadership roles. I mean, now that Pathways has come along, it does incorporate that, but still kind of fuzzy on Pathways.
Ask me. I know all the
Hey, this is, hi, this is Tawanda. We actually do two things. We too use our website, which is through Free Toast Toast, where our members can go on and sign up for any roles that are available and enter the titles of their speech. But at our meetings, we also pass around a clipboard, which has 4 weeks in advance. And so we handle it, we tackle it 2 different ways.
That's good.
Great, that's good. Any other comments or hints, tips on how you schedule future meetings?
We do the same. We do 4 weeks out, but we just use an Excel spreadsheet since we all come together through work. So it's pretty effective for us that way.
Great, good. All right, there's a question about Meetup. I know at my club at Century City Toastmasters, we used it for about a year, but we found that the people that we met through Meetup didn't stick. And so we didn't use that platform anymore. Does anyone want to speak to Meetup or social media in general and how that helps bring guests to your meetings?
Well, I can say something about Meetup. We gave it a try. And in the beginning, we got a large influx of people coming to our club through Meetup, but then it trailed off. And we found that we were getting more members just by word of mouth and the local community newsletter and our Facebook page. So we decided to drop Meetup a couple months ago.
All right, great.
Well, I'll share.
Go ahead.
Meetup has been good for both of the clubs that I belong to, and it works for us. And a lot of the people also go through somebody else said it, the Toastmasters International. They just do a search for clubs in the area, and it just happens that we're the right fit for them. So it works that way. I think sometimes there's a bit of luck to it. If you have the right time and the right day, and if it's their need, they'll become members, given that your club is a quality club.
Good, thank you. So we've talked about open houses, we've talked about social media, we've talked about flyers and bringing guests in general. Is there any other way that you attract guests to meetings that hasn't been mentioned yet this evening?
Yes.
Yes.
West Hollywood, I know Jared mentioned that we have holiday parties, and every time we have holiday parties, we invite lots of people to come and celebrate with us. And our holiday parties are always themed, and we get the guests engaged, and then 9 times out of 10 they join after that. Parties or special events are always a wonderful way to get guests to come and then to get them signed up.
Great. So you invite guests, any guests, to all your parties and social events. That's awesome.
Absolutely. We went bowling. We've done sushi night. We do pizza night. We do a lot of fun things.
Oh,
That's great. Also, what I love about West Hollywood Toastmasters is at the end of the meeting, you take a picture of everybody. everybody, including the guests, every single meeting, and you post it.
Single meeting.
So I couldn't wait
That's a
to
great
go
idea.
see my picture.
That's right.
I'm gonna come back just to have my picture taken again.
Come back, Fred.
Any other special activities?
Well, not special activities, but another way to bring in guests is, and I think you had mentioned it before, is invite a friend.
Mm.
A lot of people that invite their neighbors or just a friend through other organizations that they know, and that seems to work too.
Very good. Yes, just bringing a friend, and we can even have a theme of bring a friend meeting or bring a friend day, where I think we can take any one of these ideas that we're talking about and just focus on one for a particular meeting. Facebook Friends Day or something like that.
Yes.
Just like we do an open house day. So very good. Here's a question. How do you then keep new members engaged? What if they attend a meeting or two and then they disappear for 2 or 3 meetings? How do you re-engage them?
Well, yeah, at West Hollywood, the membership, the VP of membership reaches out. But once with West Hollywood, every time a new member joins, they are assigned a mentor. And the mentor always reaches out to the new member. So if they're missing, that would be our job as mentor to reach out and see what's going on. When I mentored a number of West Hollywood new members, we'd have coffee and talk about what they want to talk about for the icebreaker. Because remember, this is their first speech and they're pretty nervous about that. We find meeting with our new members in person, not at a meeting, but sometimes outside of the meetings. It really works and gets the new members all hyped up to do their icebreakers. I know one time I was bumped from giving a speech because we had so many icebreakers in that night, and our club believes in getting all the new members up and out and get done with the icebreaker so they can move on through the competent manual.
That's great. Thank you for that, Lola. Thank you. Well, unless there are any burning questions left, we've about run out of time for our Q&A session. So thank you everyone for participating. And I'd like to pass the meeting back over to Yuko. Thank you.
Thank you, Brad.
Great job, Brad.
Thank you very much. A lot of ideas. We learned a lot. So next is the community outreach. Everett Williams.
Okay. Thank you, Yuko. The outreach program exists to advertise District 1 clubs to the public. With that in mind, we have a table and or a kiosk at farmers markets, street fairs, harvest festivals, wherever it might be appropriate and available. We talk to passersby, and of course, we invite them to visit any district club, but especially neighborhood clubs. We also pass out club flyers, open house flyers, trifolds, and Toastmaster magazines. Our best location has been at the Torrance Farmers Market. We get a lot of foot traffic, which allows us to interact with the public. But if anyone knows of a better location, another location, let me know with an email to me, Everett Williams at E4J8WILL48@AOL.com. Also, feel free to join the outreach team on May 29th at the Torrance Farmers Market at 8 a.m. Also, a shout out to Diagonal Toastmasters Club. They're at the Long Beach Street Fair every first Friday to advertise their club. So any club can do this same thing. Table, kiosk, flyers, trifolds, pass those out, talk to passersby. Okay. Any questions?
Well, I don't have a question, but I just love this. I didn't even know that this existed.
We do exist. We're at various places. Again, I'm at Westchester Farmers Market every Wednesday, 8 to 1 o'clock. We'll be at the Torrance Market, May 29th. Some again in June, so it varies from month to month. We're always looking for new locations. We don't always get accepted, we have to apply first, talk to the management as well. They may or may not accept our presence, but as a rule, 2 out of 3 times we get accepted. There are not all that many locations, there are not that many farmers markets, et cetera, but we do find various places, street fairs again, whatever's available. So we're always looking, and again, if you know of a place, let us know. Okay. Any other questions?
I have one question, and I want to get the comment. Do you feel that a very strong impact to the community through this outer community reach activity? Many people are coming, join the club member, and also you feel some of the reaction from the community. Okay, yeah.
From the neighborhood, so you're saying there are clubs here, there are clubs there are clubs just around the corner. So visit those clubs. So I think the impact is great in the sense that they're now aware of all the possibilities, all the choices, all the options. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, then thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Everett.
Hey, Everett.
Next is the social media information from Sonia Vasquez, DTM.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I want to remind you that you can post your events, any of your open houses, special events on the district website. We ask you to do it at least 2 weeks in advance, but we definitely encourage you to do it as much as possible, as early as possible, so that you can get the most promotion that you need. You can just go to the Contact Us page of district1toastmasters.org. All the details are there. It's pretty user-friendly. However, you always know if you have any issues or concerns, you can contact me at district1.pro@gmail.com. Don't forget, you want to make sure you're using all your social media sites. And remember, it's not enough for you to just post on social media. You have to really encourage your members to share through their sites because you want to get it out. And of course, it's important to remember that every piece of marketing is important and promotion is important, not just social media, but using your members to make sure that they are also sharing the information. I think on the next slide, we have my contact information, other resources that you can definitely use. Please use those. They're all very great. Some research we put together and then ones that have been put together by Toastmasters International. So get to promoting your events.
Thank you very much, Sonia.
Thank you, Sonia.
Yeah. Next, I will just tell about the open house resource information. We have a great resource at the website, District 1 Toastmasters. So please visit this resource corner, and you can find some of the benefit of open house and also the guest packet, what is needed to in the guest packet or planning time checklist and the flyers. And also, if you need more help, you can ask area director, division director, and open house chair, me, and we all together help to your successful open house. And also Speakers Bureau. You can ask a Speakers Bureau, a guest speaker. They will be happy to help you also. And also the club evaluation and moment of truth. This kind of tool will be very helpful to develop your club stability and improve your club quality. This is the last in the clothing, and I appreciate all of the members who take time for this webinar. And thank you, especially thank you for the club delegates people. And really, I congratulate your successful club management and the result. Your share will be very beneficial for all of the district people. And I think we refer to a great point to develop into 2 months membership. And also we make more communication because people see your face. So maybe please be prepared. Somebody will ask you how to do it, details. And also I appreciate all of the all project members, Donna, Evelyn, Sonia, Vlad, and Neil, and trio support, Julie, Evelyn, and Donna. Thank you very much. In the last, I will show you the club which did an open house recently and or have a successful new membership. Top Sales Toastmaster, Hollywood Toastmasters, Southwest Speakers, Y Alters, Agape Toastmasters, Clergy Women Toastmasters, Ethical Elite Toastmasters, Professional Women Toastmasters, Toastmasters 90210 Club, and Peninsula Toastmasters, Century City Toastmasters, Sand and Sea Toastmasters, and the Torrance Chamber of Commerce Toastmasters, and the Bay Cities Toastmasters. We have more, but cannot make it take a picture. So if you have a picture, maybe next chance you have her on the web. And thank you very much. This is the end of the webinar. And have a wonderful evening. The webinar is adjourned.